guys, Johnny Keck over at AMP Futures, and thank you for tuning in. In today's video, we're going to go ahead and show you how to create workspaces within CQG Mobile trading platform, free web-based trading platform available at AMP Futures. So let's get right into it. I'm going to pull up the existing workspace that we've been using to demonstrate the different videos that we've been creating for CQG Mobile. And one of the questions that we get across our help desk very often is there a way to create different layouts? And the answer to your question is yes. So let me show you how to build out different workspaces and how to integrate the different widgets within the workspace, so therefore you don't have to necessarily use each widget independently where you have to tab to see the different workspaces. If you prefer that, then that's fine. I'll show you how to do that as well. But one of the most common questions is, for example, how do I integrate the quotes widget so I can see it along with my working orders widget, my account summary, and my hybrid order ticket, so I can see it all from one display. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click right here, add new page. So we already have one workspace open as we speak. And the one thing that's nice about CQG Mobile is you can create multiple workspaces while you're logged into the platform. So you can actually tab from one workspace to another. So you might have, different functions for different workspaces, whether you're trading different markets for each workspace or just whatever the case may be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the plus sign here where it gives me the option to add a new page. Basically, do you want to create another workspace? So I'm going to click that plus sign. And then now, one of the things I want to show you real quick, you'll see when you click that, you're going to see this right here. So these right here are the pre-built workspaces that you can use that CQG has already created for you. So they're pretty much pre-built workspaces. If you don't want to go through the hassle or the trouble of creating your own custom workspace, then you can, by all means, use any of these pre-built workspaces. So the one that I'm using right now is the trading workspace here. All right, so I'm not going to create it because I already have it open. This is what it looks like. But let me show you a couple examples of the other workspaces. So this was the original one before this trading workspace was created, markets by region. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't a fan of it because it's really just designed for giving you information. It doesn't give you the ability to place trades because there's no trade interface within the widget itself, or better yet, the workspace. So you can see it's just pretty much 3 quote boards, and they're just all named 3 different things. So indices, Euro, and American markets. So European markets, you have indices, and you have American markets. So that's pretty much what the markets by region pre-built workspace is. Let me show you a few of the others. This is the trade workspace. So this is if you're more of a fan of the basic trade ticket approach and you just maybe want to use a small dome instead of having the hybrid order ticket, which is much larger. This is actually a pretty nice workspace if you like that setup. So I would say if you would like more of a simplified approach, you just want to use the trade ticket, then this is probably a good workspace that you can use. That's called the trade workspace. Then you also have the news workspace, basically just giving you 2 different news widgets side by side so you can see more information. And then you have, this one was just added not too long ago, so this is a tablet workspace. I'm assuming, I'm not logged in at the moment using a tablet or using my desktop PC, but I'm assuming that they designed this workspace to fit better within a tablet. So I don't have the opportunity to demonstrate that since I don't have a tablet at this moment. But by all means, if you have a tablet, log into it and see what it looks like on your tablet. So it's probably designed to fit your tablet in terms of display region more appropriately in terms of the scale versus how it would look on a regular desktop PC as I'm looking at it right now. All right, so that's pretty much the pre-built workspace called Tablet 1. All right, so these are the pre-builts. Now, if you want to build your own, let me go and close these out real quick. Now, if you notice, if I tab the tab, you can see that I don't lose those workspaces. So that's what I meant by you have the ability to create multiple workspaces, and you can tab the tab if you want to switch from one workspace to another, which gives you a lot of flexibility because now you can start creating independent workspaces for different functions or different needs of how you want to apply and use your workspace for whatever method of how you want to trade, I would say. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. And let's get back to the original trading workspace. This is the one that I personally like the trading workspace the best. I just feel it has the best design. This is my preference. But if you want to build your own, you're going to want to click empty page right here. So you're going to click empty page. The first thing it's going to ask you to do is to name the workspace. So we'll just call this AMP, for example. I'm going to click OK. And then this is what a blank workspace looks like. So right now we don't have any widgets open. You can see right in the middle of the screen it's telling me there are no widgets on this page yet. Add a widget. And that's the button right there. So that's the first thing you're going to want to do when you start building out your workspace. All right, so we're going to do that. We've already gone through in the previous video all the different what the different widgets will do. So now it's up to you how you want to start building out your workspace. So the main thing is understanding how to integrate the different widgets into one workspace display. So what I mean, I'm just going to start adding some random widgets. So I'll start with the quotes, for example. I'll just add the mini SMP. That's just one. And I won't spend too much time on adding different symbols. I just want to get to the point and show you what I'm referring to. So now you can see I have the quotes widget created within the AMP workspace. So if I go back to the trading workspace, I'm back to the original workspace, which is still there. But if I tab over to the AMP workspace, now I have the quotes widget that I just created within the AMP workspace. So you can see that these two workspaces are independent from each other. All right, so now what happens is when you create a workspace, now you will see within the workspace there's going to be the submenu of add new widgets. So that's where you start adding additional widgets. Now watch what happens when I add a new widget. Let's say I'm going to add a hybrid order ticket, for example. So we'll do EP again, mini SMP. Okay, but if you notice, the entire widget is just showing just the hybrid order ticket, and now I have to tab over to see the quotes widget. So a little different from the trading workspace. As you can see here, everything's all integrated within. You can see everything off just one display. So if I go back to the AMP workspace, I have to tab the tab to see that specific widget. Now, if you like that, then by all means, you can go ahead and go that direction. But however, you know, typically when you're using, let's say, if you really are using a wireless device, whether it's a cell phone or tablet or an iPad, whatever device you may be using, the display of that particular device is not going to be as large of what you would be normally using on your computer screen. So it might be best to integrate some of these widgets so you can see it all from one screen. Therefore, you maximize the display region of your device of whatever you're using. So you can see all the different widgets off just one screen versus tab to tab. Again, it's all personal preference. But let me show you real quick how to integrate one widget within another widget so you can therefore combine the display. So right now it's tab to tab, as you can see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the quotes widget. I'm going to hold my left click over the header title of the quotes widget, and I'm going to just move it into the region of the other widget tab. And what will happen is you'll see this blue dotted line boundary that will integrate, as you can see right now on the screen, and it's going to show you how it's going to split the two widgets. So right now, if I decide to use this display, it's just basically going to split it from top to bottom, or I can do it from left to right, or I can do it that's pretty much the two options because I only have two widgets open. So let's say if I want to split it right down the middle, left to right, I'm going to let go of the left click, and now you can see I only have one tab here, but now I can see the hybrid order ticket here, and now I can see the quotes widget all from one display. Okay, so now you have pretty much a lot of flexibility in how you want to integrate the different widgets. So what's cool is maybe perhaps on certain displays, whether within a certain widget, for example, you would like to have the opportunity to tab with a different widget. So for example, here, quotes, if I click the little plus sign here, add new widget, now I can add, let's say, an FX quote board. I will just add the mini SMP again as an example. Click OK. And now let's say I just want to tab on that specific quotes widget. But then you see here you still have the hybrid order ticket in place. You can still see it even if you tab the tab here. So it's almost like a independent region within the entire workspace itself. All right, now if you want to integrate the FX quote board into the entire workspace as we've done for the hybrid order ticket and the quotes widget, you would do the same exact thing. You would just basically left click, or you would take the FX quote board, left click, and then integrate it into the quotes widget somehow. So that's a 50-50 split from top to bottom, or you can do a 50-50 split from left to right. So let's just say if I want to do a 50-50 split from top to bottom, now you can see the quotes widget here, hybrid order ticket there, and the FX quote board down here. Okay, so then I can start expanding on the FX quote board widget. I can add down here. Maybe perhaps I want to add a trade ticket. All right, we'll do the same example, mini SMP. All right, now you have the ability to tab the tab on your FX quote board and the trade ticket. All right, so you can see the common pattern here is you have different ways of integrating the different widgets within the workspace. Whether you want to tab the tab and have each widget independent from each other, or if you want to integrate the different widgets within each other, so you can basically see both widgets from one display. All right, so again, it all boils down to personal preference. The main thing is understanding how to integrate the different widgets within each other. So let's say I'm going to move this trade ticket within the FX quote board. So let's say I'm going to drag it in here. All right, in this case, I'll just split it from left to right. Now you can see I have a quotes board up here. Now it's a split down here. And then you can see, again, consistent pattern. You still have, every time you have a widget open, you're always going to have an additional tab to the right of it, which allows you to add another widget within that widget. So again, but that's the tab by default. If you want to integrate it, you have to left click, drag into the widget, and then you're looking for that that dotted box, which is going to let you know how the widget's going to be displayed once you drag it in there. All right, so that's pretty much how you create workspaces and widgets within the workspace, and you have different ways of how you want that the workspace to be displayed. So this, for example, is a workspace that was built from someone at CQG, and then they basically uploaded the workspace within the platform. So when you log into it as a user, if you don't want to go through the trouble of building the entire workspace out from scratch, then you can simply use the preset just by simply clicking the Trade Pre-Built Workspace here. And other than that, that's pretty much a short demonstration on how to create a new workspace, as well as creating the widgets within the workspace, and as well as integrating the different widgets within each other so you can see all the widgets from one display versus tab to tab and looking at each widget independently. So it just all boils down to how you would like it to display. And it probably would be based on what device you're using is what's going to determine how you're going to want to create your workspace. So if you're using a wireless device, most likely your screen display is not going to be as large as a typical monitor on a desktop PC. So you may have to use different ways of creating the workspace so it looks properly scaled with whatever device that you're using. If you have any questions about this, please give our 24-hour support team a call. We're at 312-893-6400 extension 1. Get you transferred directly to our help desk. Otherwise, please stay up to date on our YouTube channel. It's www.youtube.com/AMP Futures. Again, that's www.youtube.com/AMP Futures. Thank you for tuning in, and happy trading.